Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look here at ICP, see what's going on. This is a mess, folks. This coin is very difficult to trade lately, even though it's one of my favorite coins to actually trade because it's fairly predictable. This dump was pretty massive. Again, keep in mind, a lot of it hinges on the fact that Bitcoin pulled back extremely aggressive. So there's a solid chance that we will see kind of a pivot or a bounce from here, at least a short-term rally, but the truth is we're still in a descending type of trend here, and it's just not really ideal trading conditions. So friendly advice, maybe wait a little while to trade this coin. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Either way, when we saw this, we talked about this last year, this ascending trend line, obviously broken, and at this point we got to kind of recognize that we're on the bearish side of things. We're below a lot of control, that $8 mark for that local point of control, and we just got to kind of recognize that being very cautious and careful is going to be a much better scenario for us. So again, just some friendly advice: be very careful trading ICP. If you do take a long, make sure you have realistic take profit targets. Let's go ahead and see if it's worth taking a long or a short. And while we're loading this up, just want to ask you hit the like button, comment below, folks. Help us get the channel growing, so to speak, and get less people destroyed by those wonderful moon boys who tell you everything is going to the solar system. So ICP 850, we can see a massive amount of liquidation up there. That's just above the local high. Okay, that's really common, basically reaffirming the fact that we have a resistance in that range, and just the fact that there's a lot of shorts in profit. So kudos to you if you took a short. Make sure you secure profit. Don't get too greedy. Going to zero for ICP is still a pretty distinct unlikelihood, and I think the likelihood of anything really going to zero is pretty low. Obviously, there's very few outliers, but what I'm getting at here is that when you're shorting, there's no limit to how high the price can go. So it's inherently larger risk. So when you're taking shorts, if you're not securing profits, you're doing it wrong. Okay. I mean, the same thing with longs too, for the most part, but we're not in like a bearish downtrend. We're in like a temporary correction for Bitcoin for the moment. So please recognize that. We're not like, shooting to the ground, so to speak, or free falling. At this point though, 730 is that local low. Basically, we have liquidation just below the price action there. So just know there is a lot of liquidation down as low as $6. It doesn't mean that we're going to hit that level. Just be mindful that if Bitcoin runs towards 60K, you bet your butt we're going to see that. And take a look at this here. Holy cow, that's one heck of a delta. Look at that. We have a ton of shorts in play right now. So shorts are probably going to have a bad day here soon because you can only maintain a large amount of shorts in liquidation without that correction occurring. So my speculation is we're going to see a wick up here soon to destroy those shorts, but the general consensus is that we're still below resistance. We can see this range here about 785 as a close approximate for that local high. Until we break above that, there's no reason to take a long. All right, and I've been saying that pretty much all day long, like with SUI, for example. Until we get over 185, no reason to take a long. Solana, until we close soundly above 170, which is seemingly starting to happen. Same scenario. AVAX as well. There's a lot of little like channels that we're starting to work ourselves within, and it's important to recognize that we gotta respect that until it changes. And in fact, ICB doesn't even have a channel. It's more of like a descending, like lower low, lower high pattern. It's not great. So ultimately, leaning more towards not longing and potentially considering a short. Again, I don't like to recommend shorting, at least coins that are at their bottom, but you see here, we're tentatively below our previous daily candlestick closure of 765, 770. We don't close above 770. I think ICP has tremendous potential to continue lower. Okay, and again, this heavy liquidation range, a lot of things are kind of pointing down right now. So let's look at the SMAs and kind of double check. We're below every single SMA. We're under 50 on the RSI, stochastic swinging down, MACD diverging. Everything here is telling us the price wants to continue lower. 4-hour time frame. Exact same scenario. We're under every single moving average, below that local point of control at 805, $8 even. We are close to 30 on the RSI, commonly a bouncing point, so we did see the price recover a little bit. And then, of course, the money flow index is above the price action, telling us we got some money flowing into this coin, but not a lot. More than we normally see on a weekend, but generally still not a good sign. Okay, those are all bearish signs. Hourly time frame as well. Ichimoku Cloud confirming that we are in bad shape. Okay, so again, there's nothing here telling us do you want to take a long position. This does, however, tell us like if the lagging span kind of intersects with the price action, like 10 to 15 hours or so, then we may have a consideration for a very small long, or more importantly, just mainly closing your short position. So I don't want to recommend any longs at all at this point. There's no reason for it. It's be very foolhardy to take a long into all this, just based on the overall situation of the market. I mean, imagine this. Bitcoin's holding at 67,000. Look at what just happened to ICP. If Bitcoin, what happens if Bitcoin goes to 64, 62, or 60,000? Do you think that we're going to see another 13% correction? I think the odds are very high. Okay, so again, you're statistically more likely to find success going down than up with this coin right now, but I still think it's too premature and too early to do so. If the price does recover upwards here of this 0.618 fib level, that would be a consideration for a short at this moment, mainly because that's the local high, and the likelihood of the price rejecting off that fib level is fairly high. But more importantly, that's right where the cloud's hanging out, kind of letting us know that we got a series of moving averages there. There's no reason to take a long until we cross that threshold. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and set alerts for that range of about 780, and we'll see if it's worth taking a trade if we get back to that level again. All right, folks, for now, I'm not going to trade. That's really all there is to it, and I would recommend the same for you. If you are liking this content, please like the video, comment below if you get a chance. Do yourself a favor, join us over at Bitunix, link down below for these guys too. Awesome exchange, no KYC or VPN required. And last but not least, I'll post our playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. It looks a little something like this. If you're not familiar, I always give you insight on coins I'm planning to take trades with, and just generally what's going on when the price action is as crappy as it is lately. All right, thanks folks. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you again soon. Take care.